Welcome to the Accelerated Investor Podcast with Josh Cantwell. If you love entrepreneurship and investing in real estate, then you are in the right place. Josh is the CEO of Freeland Ventures Real Estate Private Equity and has personally invested in well over 500 properties all across the country. He's also made hundreds of private lender loans and owns over 1,000 units of apartments. Josh is an expert at raising private money for deals, and he prides himself on never having had a boss in his entire adult life. Josh and his team also mentor investors and entrepreneurs from all over the world. He doesn't dream about doing deals. He actually does them, and so do his listeners and students. Now sit back, listen, learn, and accelerate your business, your life, and your investing with the Accelerated Investor Podcast.
So hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Josh. Welcome back to Accelerated Investor. Man, whether this is your first episode or your 150th episode that you've listened to, thanks. Just want to say thanks. I am always honored to be inside of your head, inside of your ears, sharing strategies about real estate investing, entrepreneurship, leadership, raising capital, and talking about real estate. It's fun for me to do this, to share. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk specifically about a case study and a deal that we're literally about to close. It's going to close any day. It's 80 units. I'm not going to give you the address because we haven't officially closed it yet, but it's 80 units. It's in the greater Cleveland area. It's a C+ class building in kind of a C+ B- type of area. Let me give you some of the numbers real quick on it. And what I want to do in this is tell you specifically some tips that I want to give you regarding the due diligence process. All right, so I'm actually going to tell you some funny stories about our walkthrough, about meeting some of the tenants in the walkthrough that we did, and what we're going to be doing with this building as we go. So let me start by giving you the case study. So we're buying it for $3.745 million. It's 80 units. Our renovation cost is $350,000. Our holding costs and soft costs is about $240,000. And then we're actually paying ourselves $120,000 acquisition and asset management fee. So we're actually getting paid when we buy it. We're getting so all in is about $4.5 million. We're getting a primary loan from Fannie Mae. The building's already 95% occupied. So we're able to get a primary loan from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac for $3 million, and we're raising $1.5 million from private investors. We've actually already raised it. The $1.5 million is actually sitting in my bank account right now. And we were able to raise that money in about 24 hours. We've got amazing relationships with private investors. We presented the deal. They committed to it. We've got 17 investors. Most people invested between $100,000 and $200,000. We had a couple people invest $50,000, and we got all the wires in for $1.5 million. So it's amazing. So the deal's fully funded. It's about to close. We've gotten the green light from the lender with Fannie Mae. They're just getting through some of the legal stuff, crafting the loan docs, and we're about to close, which is awesome. So the current net operating income is $300,000. We're going to beef up the NOI, the net operating income, to $380,000, which based on a 6 cap puts the building value at $6.1 million. So we bought it for 3.7. It's going to be worth 6.1, which is amazing, right? So we're literally able to grow the equity, the profit in the deal by $2.4 million. The plan is once it's stabilized, $6.1 million, to refinance it at 75% loan to value in about 24 months, pay back all of our private investors, all of their equity that they put into it. They're getting a 10% return during stabilization, and they're going to get a 1% kicker at the refi, a 1% refi kicker. So they're going to get a total of 10% in year one, 10% in year two, plus a 1% kicker. So if the deal takes 24 months, it's going to be a 10.5% net return. After everything is said and done, here's how it looks. We're going to have a new loan on it for $4.6 million. We're going to get about $100,000 in cash out refi proceeds. We're going to get $120,000 in an acquisition fee. We're also going to have about $1.6 million of equity, and The net free cash flow after all of our expenses and after all of our mortgage payments and debt service is about $120,000 a year. Okay, it's about $110,000 a month. I mean, $110,000, $120,000, it's about $10,000 a month. So it's amazing. It's a great little deal. This is not, for a lot of people, be like, oh my God, that's a huge deal. This is a relatively small apartment deal. Matter of fact, this is the smallest of all the apartment deals that we own. Now, let's talk about due diligence, okay? Due diligence on a deal like this is really what I want to talk to you about today. So we got the deal brought to us. It was off market. It was never on LoopNet. It was never on the MLS. It was never really marketed for sale. We got it directly from the listing agent. Went back and forth on different offer prices. We settled at $3.8 million. As soon as we settled at the $3.8 million, the attorneys get involved. The attorneys put together the purchase and sales agreements. The purchase and sales agreements are always custom purchase and sales agreements. They're never like boilerplate template agreements. So the attorneys do that. We agree on all the terms. We put up $30,000 of earnest money, and we put up $10,000 in a loan application fee. And we sign the dotted line, and all of a sudden we're in contract. Okay, now the fun starts. When you're in contract, what happens now is the seller has certain due dates where they need to share all of their financial information. So we had a list of all the financial information that we wanted. We had a list of everything. And I'm not going to cover all that today. That's kind of a long-winded discussion. I'll do that on a different call. But on an apartment deal, we wanted things like tax returns. We wanted things like, their operating statements. We wanted the rent rolls. We wanted copies of all the leases. We want, all the bank statements for the last 3 years, so we can rec out the rent payment, compare the rent payment to the actual rent received, and the bank deposits, all that stuff. So we got all that. We sat around this big, massive conference table, and we literally went through all 80 units. We put them all in a spreadsheet. We identified every unit. Then we identified and wrote down every tenant. Then we wrote down how long they've lived. We put in the spreadsheet how long they've lived in the unit. Are they a new tenant? They've been there forever. Couldn't believe some of these tenants have been there for 29 years, since like the 1990s, 1991. Then we looked at, okay, how many late notices are these tenants getting? What are they paying for rent? Okay, is it a 3-1? Is it a 2-1 or a 1-1? Is it a 3-bed, 2-bed, or 1-bed? We put all that in a spreadsheet. Okay. Then we looked at, okay, every month, how much rent was collected, and then we compared that to the deposits in the bank. Okay? It all ticked and tied out. We looked at what did they say they're paying for their insurance, and then we looked at their insurance policy. We looked at what did they say they're paying for taxes. We looked at the tax payments, and we verified the taxes on the auditor's website. We looked at their snow removal contracts and their grass cutting contracts. It all made sense. We get done with all that. Again, I'll cover all that boring financial stuff in a different podcast. But now we get to schedule the walkthrough. All right. So the walkthrough is interesting. These are always interesting because now you're walking to 80 units and you're walking into someone else's home. All right. So imagine we all show up. This is in the middle of COVID. So everybody's got a mask on. Some guys are wearing gloves. Everybody's got their hand sanitizer, multiple masks. I'm in like a golf shirt, jeans, and boots. And the owner has put on everybody's door 48 hours in advance and said, hey, there's going to be inspections on this date. He just called it inspections, right? He doesn't say, I'm selling the building, the new buyer's coming through, but he says inspections. There's going to be inspections on this day. So when we show up, everybody's been notified, all right? So we all meet in the parking lot. We make our plan of action. We meet with the seller. We meet with the broker and our team. And there's 4 of us on our team. It's me, Glenn, Tyler, my partners, and then Tim Roth, our rehab project manager, and then our broker. His name is Will. So we all meet in the parking lot. We make a plan. Which building are we going to go into first, second, third? All right. So now we walk into the units. So we walk into unit number 1. And what happens is Will is knocking on the door like this. Maintenance. People start answering the door. They said, hey, maintenance, we're here to inspect your unit. Well, imagine There's 5 of us, 5 all maintenance guys, all standing in the hallway. And then there's one tenant. Some of these people have kids, some people are married, some people are not, some people live with their parents. And like 5 of us walk into the first unit and we're all looking around. It's kind of weird. So, and again, some of these are like 1 bed, 1 bath, they're 500 square feet. So this is in the middle of COVID. There's like 5 of us walking into a unit and there's a tenant, sometimes multiple tenants in a unit. So we all got masks on. So what we're looking for, so here's some tips. What we're looking for when we walk in the unit, number 1 is the tenant clean or dirty? Okay, that's it. Because if a tenant's dirty, if they're not taking care of their unit, we're going to get rid of them and kick them out. We want people who are taking care of their unit. I don't care how much money they have. You can be poor, right, and not have a lot of money, but still be clean. You can still respect your stuff. You can still respect your environment. You can still, put your shoes in the corner. You can still wash your clothes, hang up your, golf shirts and your t-shirts and put your stuff away and make your bed. You can still do that. Then there's other people who have money who are just dirty, nasty people. So first thing we're looking for is clean versus dirty. And we have so that spreadsheet that I made in Google, I printed that off. I gave everybody a copy. So now we're in unit number 1 and we're marking them down clean or dirty. Then we're marking down, is it the unit turn? Are we going to turn the whole unit? Meaning all new flooring, all new paint, new kitchen, new bathrooms, new plumbing, new appliances, new everything? Is it a full unit turn? Is it no unit turn at all? Like we don't have to touch it. Or is it a half turn? Okay, that's really it. The other piece that we want to look for every time we do an inspection is leaks. Okay, primarily looking at the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, the toilet, and the bathtub. Okay, so we're looking for active leaks. So that's really all we're trying to do. All right, so first unit turn, we all go in. All 5 of us pour in there. We walk out. Oh, yeah, it's a full turn. And the tenant was clean. We go to the next door. Maintenance. Guy answers the door. Again, 2 or 3 of us walk in. Again, we're looking for clean or dirty, full turn, half turn, or no turn. And we're looking for leaks. We're looking for, again, leaks, kitchen, bathrooms, showers, toilets, and sinks. We walk out. We meet in the hallway. It's a full turn. The tenant's dirty. The tenant's got to go. And there's active leaks. We go into the next one. Okay. Now it's starting to get interesting because one of the guys comes out and he's like, "Who are you guys?" And we're like, "Oh, we're with maintenance." And the guy's like, "Maintenance?" And he kind of looks at us cross-eyed, kind of all staring at us. "You guys are all with maintenance?" And there's like 5 of us in the hallway. And we're like, yeah, we're all with maintenance. And the guy's really skeptical. All right, so one of us goes into that unit, just one of us. And again, looking for the same thing. Full unit turn, half turn, no turn, clean or dirty, leaks. That's it. Guy walks out. We kind of all meet in the hallway, and the tenant's kind of poking his head out the side of the door, kind of looking at us like, what are those guys doing? Like, what are they talking about, right? So, we start to get, okay, let's get smart here, right? It's in the middle of COVID. There's 5 of us. Let's divide and conquer. All right. So now, Will, the agent, he's got keys to all the units. So I'm like, all right, Will, we're all going to start pounding on different doors. So when we go into a building, when we go into a floor, there's like 4 units on a floor. Let's each pound on a different door. Let's each go in, knock on the door, maintenance. Let's each go in and let's, we trust each other. So again, let's all make the same decision. Full turn, half turn, or no turn, clean or dirty, leaks or no leaks, and mark those on your sheet. So now we start to divide and conquer. Bang, 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 we knock on the door. Now there's 4 of us all knocking on 4 separate doors. My partner Glenn had to leave a little early for another meeting, so there's me, Will, Tyler, and Tim. We're all pounding on different doors. We're all walking in with masks. And of course, when you're in a unit, if the unit is occupied, you want to start talking to the tenant a little bit, asking them a couple questions. Hey, how are you? Now, remember, we're also, this is like 10 o'clock in the morning. So we're also looking, like, are the tenants home? Like, how many of these tenants are home? How many have a job? So And basically what we're telling people is we're with maintenance and we're looking for leaks. We're with maintenance and we're looking for leaks because that's really what we're there to do. But we're also there to see, do we need to do a full turn, half turn? Is it clean or dirty? Okay. And are the tenants home? Do they have a job? And so we're meeting up in the hallway after. Now we've got 4 of us at the same time, all meeting in the hallway. Yep, that unit was clean. Yep, that unit was dirty. That unit's a full turn or a half turn. Yes, there was an active leak or no leak, and we're all taking notes. Okay. Now, like, we move to the next building. Next building, knock on the door. There's no answer. Knock on the same door again. There's no answer. Maintenance. And we let ourselves in because we have the keys. We've notified the tenants. Well, this one woman comes storming off of her balcony. Now, she watched us walk in the building, right? She was on the balcony. She saw us all walking in. We all walk in to her unit, or we all walk into that floor. We knock on her door, and we all say, maintenance, we're coming in. So first time it's maintenance, we knock on the door. Second time it's maintenance, we knock on the door. Third time it's maintenance, we're coming in. And we key in, we walk in. We're about to walk into the living room. She comes storming off the balcony and says, what are you guys doing here? You're not allowed in my unit. We're like, hey, we're with maintenance. We notified you 48 hours in advance. Tenant landlord law says that we're allowed to enter your unit whether you're here or not. We're here to inspect the unit for leaks. The woman turns to us and says, I want you to get out of my unit right now. I have a gun. Are you ready to automate and explode your real estate investing? We're searching for extremely motivated individuals who are sick and tired of wasting time and want to finally see real results from their real estate investing business. We're searching for investors looking to get to the next level and become a bigger, better version of themselves while being a more successful real estate investing entrepreneur. Apply for mentoring and coaching at joshcantwellcoaching.com/podcast. That's joshcantwellcoaching.com/podcast. Like, okay. And so I'm not really sensitive to guns. I mean, I am sensitive to guns, but a lot of people that I know own guns. A lot of people that I know are smart gun owners. A lot of people are afraid of all this crazy rioting, Antifa, protesting. So people have armed up. So when she says she has a gun, I'm like, oh shit. But at the same time, I'm like, not a big deal. Okay. So we don't want to upset the apple cart. So we're like, okay, she's got a gun. Let's just leave. There's 79 other units to go look at. Let's just go look. Let's just leave. Okay. It's okay. Everybody's kind of in the hallway. We're like, all right, we did get a look at her unit. Her unit was actually really clean. We don't know if there's any leaks there. Okay. And we couldn't really tell if it was a full turn or a half turn because we couldn't see the kitchen. We couldn't see the bathrooms, but the unit looked clean, which was good. So maybe she's just conservative. Maybe she doesn't like strange people entering her unit. I'm not going to say she's a bad person because she has a gun, because a lot of people I know have guns. So fine, she's got a gun, no big deal. That's her right. Second Amendment, right? All right. So now we're starting to divide and conquer. We're starting to move around. All right. So we got one guy that's looking at us crooked. We've got another woman that says she has a gun. Okay. Now we're moving on to the next unit. We knock on the door. We walk in. Maintenance. The next guy that comes out, the tenant, older guy, got to be 75, 80 years old. Looks like he maybe had a stroke. Maybe something was wrong with him. Like, he had like saggy lip type of thing going on. And he was in a wheelchair. So, okay, now we're thinking, okay, this is the complexity, guys, of owning real estate that if you're good at, it's very, very profitable business. If you're not paying attention to this stuff, it can definitely, be a challenge. So we walk into this unit, older guy can barely talk. He's probably only got like 6 or 8 teeth in his mouth, missing most of his teeth. Again, he's much older. We knew that he was a veteran. We knew he was on veterans assistance. We knew that he was retired, probably on like some sort of VA pension plus Social Security. He's on a fixed income. He's in a wheelchair. And so we walk into his unit. The unit kind of smells, it doesn't smell all that great. We're like, this is like, okay, let's just get in and out. So unit's dirty. Okay. There's an active leak in the kitchen. But the tenant's been there 25 years. He's a veteran. He served our country. And you'd immediately walk out. If you didn't have a heart, if you didn't care about people, you just walk out and be like, yeah, let's evict that guy. His tenants, his unit's dirty. Let's turn the unit. We can make more money if we just lease it out to someone else. But dude, we have a heart, especially the guy's a vet. It's like, what are we going to do here? Because normally that guy is somebody we would ask to move out so we could improve the unit and lease it for more money. So this is where you got to take entrepreneurship and your profit and loss statement, your revenue model, and combine it with compassion, some compassion, and say, look, are we really going to kick this guy out? Veteran, fixed income, just because his unit's dirty? And it was really dirty, smelled awful. But whatever. I mean, that's how he wants to live. That's how he lives. Okay, so you deal with that. You walk out. We're all kind of meeting in the hallway. We're like, yeah, unit's really dirty. God, it smelled awful in there. But the guy's a vet. I mean, Tim Roth, my rehab project manager, served in Fallujah in Iraq. I think about Tim. When Tim's older, if Tim were ever, on his own and on a fixed income, would I want to evict Tim? Tim's, 35 years old. 40 years from now, if Tim is on a fixed income, which he probably won't be, but, let's just say he is, would I want someone to give Tim the benefit of the doubt because he served in Fallujah in Iraq in the middle of an insurgency? You don't know what this guy's story was 40 years ago. Did he serve in Vietnam? I don't know. Got to have some compassion for people. It's not all about dollars and cents. So we walk out of that unit. We're like, okay, we've got that's special star on that unit. We got to talk to that guy, figure that piece out. All right, what are we going to do with him? We don't have to make any decisions today, but after we own the building, we'll figure it out down the road. Okay. We walk into another unit. Down the hall, same building, knock, knock, knock. Maintenance, we're coming in. We come in. All right, now we walk into a unit. It's like, holy smokes. All right, so the guy's been living in the unit for 20 years. It's like a one bed, one bath. Guy's paying $500 or $600 a month. But the guy smokes. And he's been smoking for so long, there's like that smoke oil that's literally like running slow, like maple syrup down the side of the wall from the ceiling. The guy's such a heavy smoker. He's been in that unit for so long. He's been smoking in that unit for so long. It's literally like, I feel bad for the guy, but it's like trapped in a prison of cigarette smoke. And his walls are like brown, like turning brown. And there's like, literally think about like maple syrup, how it like runs down the side of like your plate. It was like on the walls like that, like disgusting. So, okay, we come out of that, but this guy's younger. This guy's like 55 years old. It's like, yep, come out, unit's dirty. There's no leaks. The guy's got to go. We got to kick that guy out. I don't care how long he's been there. The unit's disgusting. And then finally, last story, we walk into another unit, knock on the door. Now, this is me, right? This is me, not one of the other guys. This is me. Walk in, knock on the door. Maintenance. Nobody answers the door. Knock on the door again. Maintenance. We're here for inspection. Nobody comes to the door. Knock on the door again. Maintenance, we're coming in. So I key in, walk in the door, and I'm in the unit. I don't know if anybody's there. I can't see or hear anything. So I start walking through the living room. I walk over by the kitchen. I'm about to walk into the back bedroom, and this dude comes out of the shower naked with just a pink towel halfway around his body. And I'm like, oh, dude, sorry. Like, maintenance, we're here for inspection. I'll leave. I'll walk out. Well, the guy gets super pissed off. The guy gets mad. He's like, well, yeah, I would think you would leave, I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving. Like, trust me, I didn't know you were here. We knocked on the door 3 times. I'm walking out. I walk out. I leave. The dude throws like a pair of shorts on, and the dude goes storming to the management office, storming down to the management office to complain that we're in the unit. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going back to that unit. I was able to see the unit, though. The unit was in good condition. It was like a half turn. Let's do carpet and paint in that unit, see if there's any leaks, and then we walk out. So I'm thinking, all right, dude, I've got one woman who threatened us, says she had a gun. I got another guy who's kind of looking at us cross-eyed. It doesn't want us in his units because we look suspicious because there's 5 of us. I've got another guy who's a veteran who is, on fixed income. I've got another guy who's a heavy smoker. I've got another guy who's naked answering the door, or not even answering the door, but coming out of the shower while we're doing the inspection. We had another guy that we think was mining Bitcoin. Like, he had this big, expensive, massive computer thing behind his couch. And I didn't even know what it was, but Tyler's like, yeah, that dude's mining Bitcoin. I don't even know what the hell that means. But he's like mining for coins. I'm like, okay. So this is like 6 or 7 of the units. Again, there's 80 units. Now, I'm only telling you the crazy stories here because 60 of the 80 units were clean, normal. Some of them are like a full turn. They just need improved. The former owner hasn't improved them, the kitchens and the bathrooms, in a long time. So we're going to improve those units. So we come back and we make a plan and we say, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn 40 of the units full turn. Okay. There's about 8 vacancies right now. We're going to turn those 8 vacancies and fix them up real nice and put people in those and jack up the rents. Then we've got another 32 units that we're going to wait and kind of organically see how people move out. And then we're going to turn that unit, move out, turn that unit, move out, turn that unit. We're going to do 40 of the units. That will get us to the $6.1 million valuation. And then we can refinance. But we also decided that the other 40 units that we're not going to turn, we are going to improve the bathrooms. The bathrooms, we noticed there were leaks, either active leaks or previous leaks in 40 of the 80 units. So the bathrooms are a source of a potential liability, a potential problem, and also increased utilities, increased water bill, sewer bill. So those other 40 we're going to improve. So by the end of the time we're done, we'll have 40 full turns, and the other 40 will have their bathrooms fixed up. And then we'll be in a situation to increase the rents on all the units, either a big increase or a small increase in the rent. That'll get us to that $380,000 of NOI and then allow us to refi within 2 years. All right, that's our plan. And so this due diligence process, really even in due diligence, really focused on the site inspection. When you go to those kind of things, you've kind of got to be ready for anything, literally anything to happen. And so I'm not carrying a gun when I'm in there, but I'm ready for pretty much everything else. And as long as the owner notifies the tenants that you're coming, right, be ready for anything. In this environment, again, we're wearing masks. We've got gloves on. We've got hand sanitizer. We're taking notes in the hallways. We're taking notes outside. It took us about 3 hours to walk 80 units, maybe 3.5 to walk 80 units. And then when we came back, we went back to the seller, renegotiated the price because there was much more work than we anticipated, but we got the price drop from $3.8 million to $3.745 million. So we got $55,000 off of the original agreed upon price. And we've got a great plan going forward. So that is our strategy. Now here's the takeaways. Okay, so what did you learn? The takeaway is when you do a multifamily deal, especially a larger multifamily deal, when you go into units, you're not looking to inspect every little bit. What you're looking for is clean or dirty. What you're looking for is the clean tenants you want to keep, the dirty ones you want to get rid of. Number 2, you're looking for, is it a full turn, a half turn, or no turn? Are we doing a full turn of the entire unit, literally improving everything, flooring, paint, kitchens, bathrooms, everything? Or are we doing a half turn, meaning maybe we just do the flooring and the paint and the bathroom, kind of a half turn? Or are we doing no turn? Are we not going to touch the unit? And then number 3, we're looking for active leaks. Okay, active leaks. Leaks behind the bathrooms, the showers, stuff like that. Those are the most important things. And just be mindful, be respectful. You're walking into somebody else's home. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this case study of this latest apartment building that we're buying, 80 Maple. I hope you enjoyed some of the tips that we've shared today regarding the due diligence and actually walking the units. I've got another 20 unit that we're going to walk this coming Wednesday. I've got an 18 unit that we're going to walk in 10 days. And just those 3 deals that we're buying will put us at 120 units just with these 3 transactions. That'll take us over 2,800 total units, which will be exciting. Listen, if you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget, leave us a rating, leave us a review. If you want to learn more about income properties, check the link in the show notes. And especially if you're looking at residential multifamily, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, check out our software, Accelerated Investor Office, and the free class, the mini course that we put together on how to build your personal net worth to over $1 million in the next 12 months using some of the strategies that we talked about today and using our software. Also, don't forget, leave us a rating, leave us a review, 5-star rating, review, send us the screenshot, and we will send you a free Accelerated Investor t-shirt. Thanks so much for joining me today on Accelerated Investor. I had a blast sharing this case study with you. We'll talk to you next time. Take care.
Hey, Josh here, and do you want to win a free Accelerated Investor t-shirt? All you have to do is give Accelerated Investor, our podcast, Accelerated Investor, a rating and a review on iTunes, okay? Do that now. Then send us a screenshot on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. What we're gonna do then is every week we're gonna pick our favorite rating and review, and we're gonna send that person a free t-shirt and maybe, again, some other cool, fun stuff as well from Accelerated Investors. So, again, don't forget to take a screenshot. Leave a rating, review, take a screenshot, send it to us so we know exactly who you are. And then once a week, every week on the podcast, we will announce a new winner. Don't forget to take a screenshot and send it to us so we know exactly who you are. We'll announce a new winner every week.
You've been listening to Josh Cantwell and the Accelerated Investor Podcast. Leave a comment on our iTunes channel and let us know what you want to learn next or who you'd like Josh to interview. While you're there, give us a 5-star rating and make sure to subscribe so you can be the first to hear new episodes. Follow Josh Cantwell and his companies, Strategic Real Estate Coach and Freeland Ventures, on all social media platforms now, and stay up to date on new training and investment opportunities. To start your journey toward the lifestyle you've always dreamed of, apply for coaching at joshcantwellcoaching.com.